So, you invest through SIPs, right? And you've probably asked yourself at some point, how are my investments actually doing? I mean, with money going in at different times, maybe you threw in some extra cash here or had to pull some out over there, it gets messy fast. Well, today, we're going to clear all that up and find the one number that tells you the true story of your returns.
Here's the game plan. First, we're going to tackle that investment puzzle that pretty much all of us face. Then I'll introduce you to the solution, which is XIRR. We'll see how it stacks up against the other ways of calculating returns. I'll walk you through exactly how to figure it out yourself, and then we'll answer the big question. What even is a good XIRR? All right, let's start with a problem that, I'm guessing, sounds pretty familiar, especially if you're an SIP investor. Figuring out your real return just isn't as straightforward as you'd think.
Now, I want you to really pause and think about that for a second. If you open your portfolio right now, could you confidently say in one number what your annualized return is? It's a way tougher question than it sounds.
Because this is what reality looks like, isn't it? You know the drill. You start an SIP, you're consistent for a while. Maybe you have to skip a month. Then you get a bonus from work, so you throw in a lump sum. An emergency pops up, and you got to pull some cash out. This messy, irregular flow of money makes all those simple return calculations totally misleading.
But don't you worry, because there is a tool that was designed specifically for this kind of real-world mess. So let's meet the hero of today's story, XIRR.
Okay, so what on earth is XIRR? It stands for Extended Internal Rate of Return. But you could forget the jargon for a second. All it really does is give you a single, simple, annualized percentage that shows you how your investment performed, no matter how many times you put money in, took money out, or when you did it.
And here's its secret sauce. It all comes down to timing. The true power of XIRR is that it understands that the money you invested back in January has had way more time to grow than the money you just put in last month. It weighs every single transaction by its date, giving you a much, much truer picture of your performance.
Now, to really appreciate why XIRR is such a game changer, we've got to put it head-to-head with some of the other methods you've probably heard about.
This comparison really says it all. You've got CAGR, Compound Annual Growth Rate. It's great if you invest one big chunk of money and then never touch it again. It imagines your growth as a smooth, perfect, straight line. But XIRR is built for the beautiful chaos of real life. It's made for your actual SIPs, those bonus top-ups, and yeah, even those unexpected withdrawals.
And what about the other guys? Well, absolute return just tells you your total profit or loss. It completely ignores how long it took to get there. I mean, a 10% return in 1 year is fantastic, but over 10 years, not so much. Then there's IRR, which is kind of like XIRR's cousin. It's close, but it only works if your payments are perfectly regular, which, let's be honest, they rarely are.
Okay, enough theory, right? The absolute best part about XIRR is that it's not some complex formula for finance gurus. You can calculate it yourself, and it's surprisingly easy. Let's walk through exactly how you do it.
You literally only need 2 pieces of info, which you can just pull from your account statement. First, a list of all your transactions. We call these the cash flows. And second, the exact date that every single one of those transactions happened. That's it.
And here's what that looks like in practice. Now, this is important. Notice how any money leaving your wallet and going into the investment is shown as a negative number. Then, that withdrawal on April 10th is a positive number because cash came back to you. And finally, that last value is also positive. That's the total amount you'd get if you cashed everything out today. This is exactly how you'd set it up.
And now for the magic. In any spreadsheet program, whether it's Excel or Google Sheets, this is the entire formula. You just type equals XIRR, open a bracket, select your column of money values, add a comma, select your column of dates, close the bracket, and hit enter. It is literally that simple.
And for that whole messy series of transactions we just looked at, bam, the answer is 16.26%. That is the true, time-weighted, annualized return. It's not a guess, it's not an estimate, it's the precise number.
So, you've done it. You've run the calculation for your own portfolio, and you're staring at a number. The very next question you're going to ask is, okay, is this any good?
And the honest answer is, well, it depends. There is no one single magic number that's good for everyone. A good XIR for a really high-risk equity fund is going to be totally different from a good XIR for a much safer debt fund. The key is to compare your number to the benchmark for that specific kind of investment, because as we all know, higher potential returns almost always come with higher risk.
So let's bring this all home. XIRR is, without a doubt, the most accurate way to measure your real-world investment performance, period. It handles all the messy stuff: deposits, withdrawals, skipped payments, you name it. It's ridiculously easy to calculate in a spreadsheet, and most importantly, it gives you the power to stop guessing and to start knowing exactly how your money is working for you.
So now you have the knowledge, you have the tool. The only question left is, are you ready to pull up those statements, open a blank spreadsheet, and finally discover the true, unvarnished story of your investments?